Right, Rock Addicts. This is DJ REM from Rock Addict Radio, and I have Darren from the band Homeless Hill on the line. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So you're down in Georgia. I'm up here in Michigan.
Wow.
So still waiting for it to get warm.
Well, I'm not waiting here. It's been warm for a little while.
Nice. So if you don't mind, can you introduce yourself and the other members of the band that aren't with us today?
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, like you said earlier, I'm Darren Curtis, and I'm the lead singer and lead guitar. Also in the band, we have Danny Savage on drums, Adam Crump plays bass and backing vocals, and Jonathan Foreman is the other guitar player in the band. And those guys, they told me to say hello. They couldn't make it to the interview, so.
Oh, that's cool. You can definitely tell them I said hello back. And before I forget, I want to give a big shout to Hugh for hooking us up today, so I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Hugh's the man.
Yep. He also, just so you know, he sent me a few CDs, and I had a booth at a music festival recently that I was kind of helping promote and trying to get the word out for you guys. So.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem. So how long has Homeless Hill been a band?
Oh, man, I think 3 years. I think we started up in 2009, but it was all kind of weird because we didn't really start as a band. I had a bunch of songs that I had written and I wanted to record, and I kind of called up Adam, who's in my first band I was ever in, like in high school, and I called him up and I was like, hey, man, can you record some songs with me? He's like, sure. And I found Danny through some mutual friends, and we kind of just worked out the songs, and that was kind of how everything started. And we went to record the album, and it wasn't until after we had started recording and everything like that before we were finally like, we should play some shows sometimes. This is working out pretty good. So it just kind of became a band from there.
So speaking of shows, what's going on with you guys right now as far as shows go?
Well, we're still booking for the summer right now, but we actually just went. We had a little run with a band. They're from up north, kind of close to you. They're from Baltimore, Maryland. They're called the Cheaters, and we just did a little 4-day stint with those guys. First stop on the tour was in Nashville, and then from there we went to Asheville, North Carolina. And then the last 2 shows were a couple of local shows for us. We did a show on the beach out in Tybee, which is kind of close to Savannah, Georgia. And then last night was our coming home, so to speak. And we played in Macon, and that was an incredible show last night. And I think the Cheaters are actually still driving from last night. They're driving back up to Baltimore to play a festival today, but. That's what we've been doing lately. We're getting ready to record a few new songs and get the whole summer thing going. So we've got a couple festivals and we've got some dates here and there. We're still, like I said, we're still booking for the summer.
Okay, very cool. What's the title of this current album that's out right now?
The album's called Invincible, and it's I think it's 11 tracks, maybe 10 tracks, something like that. It's I don't know. It's definitely. I don't know if you heard the first album, but the first album was kind of, we were a 3-piece, and we actually recorded this album as a 4-piece with our old guitar player, and it's kind of an evolution for the band, so to speak. So.
Okay, very cool. Where did you record this at?
Well, actually, a guy that I used to just jam out with. He's got. The most incredible home studio I've ever seen, and it's Symmetry Studios is the name of it. It's right in Macon, and he did an incredible job, and it's always good to have a friend who can hook you up with that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, hey. Especially with how much things cost.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. So that definitely didn't hurt us to have a guy we knew.
Yeah, very cool. And then I'm looking at the cover art for the album. Who designed the cover for you?
Well, actually, that on the cover, you see the little girl in the dress. That's my girlfriend's daughter, and we kind of just came up with the whole theme of the album and what Invincible is supposed to kind of stand for. as a kid, you're kind of like fearless, I guess. And
Right.
we spent a lot of time kind of brainstorming on what the real theme of the album should be, and we decided to call it Invincible. And so we just got a local photographer to come out, and we brainstormed for a while on it, and snapped the picture on the cover, and that's kind of where we left it. So.
All right, well, that's cool. It's really cool looking, so good job.
Thank you.
Definitely. So, how often do you guys, this question is more for when you don't have a bunch of shows lined up and stuff, but how often do you guys get together and practice and jam and just kind of keep things going?
Well, that's the whole thing right there. We just keep it going, we are so OCD about our sound and and performance and everything, and when we're not playing, we're always practicing, and it's all about the live performance in today's market, and that's why we really put a lot of time and effort into our show and that sort of thing, and we try to practice on any possible chance we get when we're off. So
very good. So this next question is just kind of will be more geared just for you, but what kind of influences have you had in your life and growing up and present even that made you want to be in a band and do this and keep it going?
I don't want to downplay it at all, but when I was a little kid, my dad, we would just always ride down the road, and he'd crank his radio up, and I think the first, I can't remember, I have two songs that I remember like being the first rock and roll songs I ever heard, and the one was that Radar Love, the Golden Earring thing,
yep,
and I think Cat Scratch Fever or something for Ted Nugent, and I remember like being just I don't know, like 5 or 6, thinking like, okay, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to do what that guy's doing. And like, growing up, and all the kids at school were like, "Oh, have you heard this new Backstreet Boys song?" And I'm like, "Whatever, Freebird." Like,
yeah, right.
So that was me. I was that kid growing up, and and I've had as far as influences go, I could name, gosh, so many. I love so much variety, in my music, and I'd say that Miles Kennedy is one of my biggest influences as of today. Just an incredible vocalist and great songwriter, and Chris Cornell being another one. But I'm grasping a straw here because it's really I love so many different types of music and that sort of thing. So, as a band, our songwriting is, I would say, pretty eclectic. We kind of just look at a song as the song, and not what we want this song to sound like. It's just what's the right mood for this song, and what's best for this song in particular.
Okay, very cool. So, the question I'm sure you get asked all the time, but I'm going to ask it anyways. How'd you come up with the name of the band?
Well, that's kind of a story in and of itself. When I was, I don't know, probably 12, 11, somewhere in that age, all my friends from school, we'd get together, like the 4 or 5 of us, and we'd pitch a tent out in the backyard and camp out at night. And this was like an every weekend thing, and just thinking that we were being bad, we wandered around the neighborhood and that sort of thing. We were too young to do anything like that we shouldn't have done, but we thought we were being bad by just being out past curfew. So we'd roam around, and we finally found this big hill at the back of the neighborhood that always had like empty water bottles and a blanket and all this other stuff, and it was kind of like this inside thing that we were always saying that a homeless guy lived there, and it just became Homeless Hill, and when we go to school, we tell all our friends, and we talk about it, and it became like this whole known thing across the school that Homeless Hill was like the place to be, and it became kind of like a little famous thing at our school, and So I don't know. We were coming up with a name for the band. We threw out a bunch of different names, and so I figured that I wanted to like pick something kind of meaningful and something that I could be proud of, and not it had like some weight behind it, and I threw out Homeless Hill, and the guys loved it. So.
Well, very cool, and I appreciate the story behind it. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So, where's a good place for people to find out more about Homeless Hill? What social networking and websites and stuff do you guys use?
Oh yeah, we've got Facebook. I mean, like I'm sure everyone does, and we've got a Twitter account. But homelesshill.com being my number one place where I throw out. We've got a website that's always got all of our information and dates and that sort of thing. And Facebook's another great one too. That we utilize that. But I would say between the Facebook and the homelesshill.com are probably your best bet.
Okay, and where's a good place for them to purchase the album and any merchandise you guys have?
Oh, that's anywhere that sells music online. iTunes, Amazon, everywhere's got it. So I mean, you type in Homeless Hill and you're bound to find it. I mean, it's just with today's technology. I mean, it's just that easy. So.
Okay, very good. So, what are your goals for the band? I mean, where do you hope to take this band in the next couple of years?
I'll tell you, like I told everyone else, I don't really have like we always set, short-term goals for ourselves and that sort of thing, but we just intend to take it as far as it'll go, I mean, with what we've done, I feel extremely proud and very fortunate to have gotten where we've gotten so far, and after our show last night when we came home, we had a great show last night, I mean, if that's as far as it ever goes, I'll be proud. And for what we've done, I don't think that there's there's no shame in it never going past this. But we all intend to take it as far as it'll go, and just hope for the best. I mean, we're always working hard at getting the good shows and working out our music to the best of our ability and that sort of thing. So, as long as we are still breathing, then we're going to be rocking.
Very cool. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. And, as long as you're enjoying and loving what you're doing, that's all it really matters, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yep, very good. Okay, so another question pretty much specifically for you. If I grabbed your iPod, your MP3 player, or your record player, or however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
I am probably Alter Bridge is my favorite band. I mean, those guys just write incredible music, and so you probably find every Alter Bridge album and probably every Ozzy Osbourne album, and gosh, I don't know. I mean, I say that because I'm on a huge Ozzy kick right now, but I have so much music that I don't even know what to do with it. So, but yeah, I would say right now I'm big into the Ozzy thing, and definitely always Alter Bridge. I just love those guys, and the new Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. That's my right now music.
That's very cool. And I love that you said Ozzy, because I've been listening to the very first Black Sabbath album a lot lately.
Oh man, I'm so excited about these guys doing another U.S. tour this year. I'm ecstatic about it, and I heard they're putting out a new single and new album, so I'm kind of on the edge of my seat with that one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see what they put together for us.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's the craziest thing that you're willing to share that's ever happened at a live show for you?
Oh, wow. Craziest thing that's ever happened. Well, that's a tough one. I will say, and this is totally not like me, but one night we were playing like a sold out show. It was packed and it was awesome. But then there was like this one guy who I saw him over at our merch table, and like I just happened to look over at the time when he like grabbed the shirt and started running away, and I couldn't help myself. I stopped what I was doing. I was like, "Hey man, the stuff's not free. We had to work for that." And they're like, you'd have thought like Moses just parted the sea or something, because everyone just kind of stopped and stared at this guy, and he walked over to the table and apologized, and he actually just still made off with the shirt, which was, it's kind of a double-edged sword there, because you want the guy to have the merch. I mean, ultimately, but and like I said, that is totally unlike me. I don't normally ever do that stuff. I guess like I just caught a wild hair that day, but that's probably the extent of the craziest thing that ever happened. I mean, we've been pretty fortunate not to have any major disasters or anything like that, but
Okay, well, let me twist the question in a different angle then. Instead of crazy, I mean, what's the biggest moment, the best thing that's happened to you at a show where you were like, oh my God, did this just happen?
Oh, that's easy. When we did our album release party in Macon last year, I think the most fulfilling, the most awesome moment for me on stage to this point has been, I don't know if you've listened to the song, They Don't Know, it's on our album.
Yep.
It's the second single. I started the song out, and before I could even start singing, I hear the crowd, and it was a sold-out show, and the whole crowd was singing the song. And I couldn't even bring myself to start singing it because it was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard. And I literally almost broke down on stage because it was just one of those moments where it was like, this is why I do this.
Right. That's so cool.
Incredible. Yeah. So.
Very good. Okay, so now it's time for the crazy question of the day. Who spends the most time in front of a mirror before you guys do a show?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe I feel like maybe me, but I don't know. I kind of want to throw Danny under the bus on this one, but I don't know about in the mirror, but he's kind of the pretty boy of the band. I think. I mean, he's like big buff dude. You know, we kind of pick on him a lot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say Danny anyways.
That's good. Let's go with Danny. He's not here to defend himself, so definitely.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Okay, man. Is there anything else you would like to tell everyone that'll hear this interview? Anything I have not asked you that you want to make sure people know about Homeless Hill?
Definitely. We this year we're going to be doing a lot of new things that we've never done before. We're already in pre-production for the next, album, EP, whatever we decide to do. We're working on songs now. We're getting real close to recording. We've got a new guitar player, since last year, and with that comes, we're going to try to freshen everything up, put out some new music, put out another video. We're really, really working hard this year to bring the heat. So, I mean, if I have anything to add to everything, it's just, just stay with us, check us out, keep in touch. We'll keep in touch with you, that sort of thing. It's always good to have feedback. Let us know what you think of the music and that sort of thing. But definitely be on the lookout for some new stuff from us coming this year.
Well, I will definitely be following and keeping track because any new stuff will definitely hit the radio here at Rock Addict Radio. So definitely.
Oh man.
Yep. Actually, it reminds me of something I was going to ask you. Is as far as your recording and production and everything, how long this current album that's out, how long did it take from like when you started writing the songs to getting it like a physical CD in people's hands? How long did the whole process take for you guys?
Invincible took probably 2 years. It was kind of a long, drawn-out process for us. We hit a few speed bumps, and also we started recording the album as a 3-piece, and we finished the album as a 4-piece, which was kind of a setback because it pushed us back into the studio
right.
for tracking and stuff like that. But I'm glad that we did it that way. I mean, I think it came out as a better product that way. And I'm happy with, the songs and that sort of thing. So I think that, with that being said, I mean, the next album definitely will be a much speedier process. But yeah, it did take us a good little while. And actually, a couple of the songs on the album were written, at the same time our Set It On Fire album was out. But we just, we decided to go with the songs that we had and save the other songs for later, and and then a few songs on the album were written, and 2 weeks before we hit the studio. So it was kind of a long progression of the timeline for us.
Yeah, well, it's all cool, man, because it came out really good, so it's all that matters.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. Okay, one last thing to ask you before I let you go. I would love a couple of radio tags from you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first one, you can just, say your name and that you're from Homeless Hill and that you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Okay. You just tell me when.
You're good to go.
Okay. Hey, this is Darren Curtis from Homeless Hill, and you're listening to Rock Addict Radio.
Perfect. And then the second one, if you can do the exact same thing, but say that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Okay. Hey, this is Darren Curtis from Homeless Hill, and you're listening to DJ REM on Rock Addict Radio.
Okay, very cool, man. Totally appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No problem. By the end of the week, I will have this edited and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube, and I'll email it to you. I will post it on your Facebook page, and then you guys can do whatever you want with it, obviously. So
awesome.
It'll be.
Thank you, man, so much.
Yep, not a problem. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today, and I hope you go get your food and have a good day, man.
Absolutely, man. Keep in touch. Okay, will do.
All right. Okay, take care. Bye.